Bill O'Reilly tweeted, "Crime comes home to Nancy Pelosi as her husband is assaulted in their San Francisco home. All Americans should be glad he's okay. All Americans should recognize the gravity of the situation." Bill joins us now. His latest book is Killing the Legends, The Lethal Danger of Celebrity, which maybe bears some resemblance to what we're dealing with this Pelosi attack right now. Bill, thank you for joining us.
I knew you'd have me on Halloween, Cuomo.
I like your mask.
That call was coming.
Scary.
Yeah. And this is a lot of Botox in this mask. The lethal danger of celebrity. Nancy Pelosi's a celebrity. And all celebrities in this country are now commodities, not human beings. And they're all in danger. And that's why I wrote this book, concentrating on the biggest, Elvis, Lennon, and Muhammad Ali. But this situation has got to be dealt with very methodically. And what disappointed me the most was the White House spokesperson, Karine Jean-Pierre, putting out a statement on camera that this is just like January 6th. And her reasoning was that the madman who broke into the Pelosi home was yelling, "Where's Nancy?" Well, he was there to terrorize Nancy Pelosi. What's he going to yell? "Where's Camille?" It was absurd. And I'm sitting there with my mouth open. Here's an administration that's supposed to be leading the country, and its spokesperson is blaming this attack on January 6th sympathizers. It's just wrong and dumb at the same time.
You say we have to respect the gravity and understand and appreciate the gravity of the situation, but you also in that tweet dismiss this as just crime. Crime coming to visit Nancy Pelosi. Yes, what he did is a crime, but this is not about the crime that we're worried about in our communities. This was a targeted attack by a man, perhaps, as you suggest, of diseased mind, but with ideas that were specific to her and wanting her. This isn't just a break-in, Bill.
Crime is crime to me, Cuomo. Yes, you're probably right. It was motivated by some insane person wanting to end his own life, which he has. He'll never see the light of day again, and go out in a blaze of glory. How many times have we seen that? Whether it's kids in Uvalde or Nancy Pelosi's home at 2:30 in the morning. There are tens of thousands, no, more than that. There are millions of mentally ill, violent people walking around in this country. Millions. And many of them are going to hurt innocent people. That's the problem. I was listening to the interview with
I don't think the problem is an army of the mentally ill that are coming for the rest of us. I think we have a problem with mental illness. We don't treat it properly in our language or in our institutions or in our systems or in our healthcare or policies. But the problem is what we put out in the air for people to ingest and not always digest the right way. That's the problem. Now, how they act on it is they have to own it. But it's not an army of the mentally ill. That's our problem.
You're actually talking to rational people, not people who push other people in front of subway trains, okay?
Yes.
So you're wrong. We have an army of mentally ill, violent people who at any time could hurt another person.
I think that you are overstating the
treated.
proposition and demonizing the mentally ill who are statistically more likely to be victims of violence than assailants.
I'm not demonizing anybody. I got stats to back it up.
There's my stat. What's yours?
Sounds like it to you.
Yeah.
I got stats to back it up.
I'm right here.
Subway crime, violent subway crime in New York, where you live, is up 40% in a year.
Not by all mentally ill people.
You think these are rational people? Of course.
You don't think that somebody who commits a crime on the subway can be sane? Are you serious?
I'm saying that the percentage of people who are mentally unbalanced or addicted to narcotics who desperately need money are causing 70 to 80% of the crime, and the FBI will back me up on that. But we don't punish those people, and you say, we've got to get the mentally ill help. They don't want help. This nut who broke into Pelosi's home, that's right, now you're on the track. Too bad. Every county in the country should have a psychiatry board of 3 medical doctors. And if they hear a case, suspected mental illness, violence, has to be violence, they have the legal authority to take the person off the street, put them in a facility for observation as long as those 3 doctors feel it's necessary.
It's hard to get ahead of the ball, though, that way.
Hey,
thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.